What's up, guys? What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Jammin with Jay Money from SportsbookReview.com, man. Yeah, I know I'm Jay Money. It is the money. We've been cashing some tickets, man. It's my guy, Junior Brown. What's up, Junior? Everything cool with you?
Yeah, yesterday was a quiet day for me. I only had two plays, lost both of them. So I got five plays today trying to get to this money. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm ready too, man. I can't say I'm over here on this college, man. I'm on these college picks today, man. I can't say NBA. I mean, it looks tricky. Gonna try to find some value here, but I can't say there's some shit that I got in
But
college, man. I
yeah,
feel a
we
whole lot stronger on.
we were just talking about it before. I make a lot of plays during the course of the day, but just on the show, I just try to keep it consistent by only mentioning the plays that I put up in the column that's on SBR.com. Jordan has plays that he puts up on his column too. So we just try to keep it consistent. The plays that I make during the day, that's after being able to study and all of that. Obviously, you guys know if you're putting up something to be read by people, you got to put it up so that it has time to
Exactly.
get the most people reading possible. So that being said, that's why I always repeat: I don't like to force plays or have too many plays on the show without having as much knowledge as possible. Lately, I've been sticking to maybe just two plays a day, just so that I'm not giving out things that I'm not confident in. But I think today that there's a couple of spots that I like. So let's see if we can get it.
Yeah,
What do you like today?
it's definitely some spots that I like, man. I can't say I'm on this college right now, man. I'm finna bet Marquette. I'm betting Marquette right now, man. I'm sorry, but shit, I got to get to my money, man. But yeah, I'm the first college game of the day that I am on. I did get Georgia at plus 8.5. I can't say, but that one already just popped off. But I'm on Marquette. I mean, my local right now hanging a pick. They had 1.5. They're favored over Villanova to Marcus Howard. That's the only thing I got to say. Sometimes, hey, especially on Saturdays, sometimes I shift from the NBA, go to the college where I get some value. You see these home teams, and I'm betting. I got none but home teams today. I'm on Mississippi State, Marquette, Utah State. We finna get some cash today, man. I can't see me losing none of them. Tulane, they getting 7.5, 8 points. They 5-0 at the house. Facing Cincinnati off that huge win, man. Look, I gotta take Tulane at the house, plus the points, man. But yeah, yesterday we're gonna get to yesterday real quick, man. And the Hawks and under both of those cash Hawks, they damn near could have won that game versus the Celtics. There, that was pretty crazy. There, only lose that game by 3 points. Trey Young came in, did what he does. Pulling back, step back threes. He doing what he do, man. No surprise. 28 points out there off of off a couple games off. He no rust there whatsoever. Like I said, they damn near put off the upset there. Boston obviously in the back to back spot didn't have Kimber Walker yesterday. The game went under, and the Hawks cash, man. So what more can I say? The Heat, they end up taking a loss to the Magic there. I can't say I'm not surprised whatsoever. It was a close first half there, and then the Magic start pulling away there in the second quarter. For fourth quarter, I mean the Heat get 6 points in the fourth quarter. That was pretty crazy right there, man. That was pretty crazy. Hold on, real quick, I tweet the show out. What you got to say about the Heat game, Junior? That was pretty crazy. I can't say I'm been surprised in there. They only muster up 85 points there.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I kind of couldn't believe what I was seeing. It made me kind of think that I should probably lay off of them for a while because they have these stretches where, because like I always say, for the whole season they've been doing it kind of like by a committee approach, and yesterday it kind of like came back to bite them in the sense that nobody was kind of taking that lead role. uh Also, their defense has not been the same too, though. Let's not get that twisted. So if you're gonna, but 6 points in a professional game in a quarter, I mean, I think, have you ever seen anything like that? I actually was like kind of in shock. I had to turn it off because I couldn't really deal with it. Like, it was just.
And I wasn't watching it, but I saw it afterwards. I saw it when they scored their first basket. The fourth quarter with like 8 minutes to go. Then the second one like 6 minutes ago. Then the last one with a few seconds. So I mean, they only
Yeah,
had three. That shit was terrible. It was
it's
absolutely
insane.
terrible.
It's
Yeah,
actually
that
insane.
was crazy there.
So
That was
yeah,
crazy.
I mean, as much as I've been on them, cashing with them the whole season, gonna
Somebody
have to take a step back and just see what's going on with them. I'm not ready to bail on them, but you can't just blindly ride any team in any situation. You got to see that, first of all, right now on the road, they're definitely not a bet on team.
right.
And overall, we were talking about this 2 weeks ago. They started getting into this thing where they're letting teams that are not as good as them hang around. And then they've ended up losing some of those games. They've lost to some pretty bad teams in the last 2 weeks. So even though they do win against good teams, they're the type of team that plays up to their competition. So, just gonna have to stay away from them for just a little bit, just to see what's up, just to see what Spoelstra does, because he's probably got some up his sleeve.
Exactly. Yeah, he definitely got some up his sleeve. Be interesting to see there. The Blazers. I mean, it's a no. I did take the. Well, I told y'all. I mean, I don't have to. I mean, I did take the Blazers late. I told you I make most of my plays right before the first game starts. 6 o'clock, 5:50. This when the sharp plays. Sharp guys putting their plays in, my guy. But Bill ruled out. Okay, that's cool. Give me the Blazers. Put on. I told you how I do my shit, man. I do my one pick, which was the Pelicans. Then I do my two pick parlay, which was the Pelicans with the Blazers. Went and picked up cash, man. Went and picked up cash. I hit both spots yesterday. One on one going smash 800. Give me the Pelicans plus 11. 800. The other one going smash them with the one and the two. Got to keep smashing them today, man. Got to keep smashing. Can't say not a whole lot of liking NBA today, but just we're gonna get to it. The Rockets, the 76 Rockets game. When I was watching, because at first it seemed like 76ers came to play in that game. Then the Rockets come back slowly but surely, outscoring 40-26 in their second quarter. Take the lead at halftime in the second half. They just went off. Harden got a. I was like, damn, what happened to his hair? Where the fro go? And then he had some braids out there. I don't think I ever seen Harden with a headband. It's probably been a while, but he looked funny out there, but they got the job done. I stayed off that game. I can't say if I would have bet it, I would have bet the 76ers. And I was kind of mad in the first quarter. I was like, damn, I should have took the 76ers. But then as we watching it, when you kind of stay off a bet, you start rooting for the other side. You like, shit, I hope I save some money on this bit. And so that's exactly what happened to no one. And look, Knicks versus Suns. Knicks versus Suns. The Suns smack them 120 to 112. I can't say I didn't watch that game. I did watch a little bit. I watched the second half, watched the end of the game because I wanted to see what the point spread was like. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. They kept fouling the Knicks, and it's crazy. It's like college teams, man. You finna lose, and I know crazy shit happened, but when it's like 7 seconds left and you down six, and you still fouling, there's still a chance for you to win the game. You see plenty of NBA teams just like, all right, we lost. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, but if you had the Knicks, I'd be pissed. If you had the Suns, you got pretty lucky there. I mean, they outscored them 37-25. We got to talk about it because the Knicks was on the Suns' ass there. They was up by 8 in the first quarter, up by 10 at the half. I mean, they came to play in the first half versus Suns, and they end up pulling away, outscoring by 12 in the fourth quarter to get that cover. It was pretty crazy. The Lakers and the Pelicans. I can't tell you. When I got a lot of money on the game, I don't like watching it. I watched some of the first quarter, turn it off real quick. Turn out real. They down by 12 with, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't shit. I'm like, oh fuck. I got a lot of money on the Pelicans. I mean, I still think it was, you know what I'm saying, the right side. I mean, obviously they got down by 22, got outscored 10 in that third quarter, was down 22 points. And like I said, at this point, I'm asleep. I don't even care. I woke up a couple times to check it out. I see they down 10 late. I look back at the phone. You know what I'm saying? Just nervous shit. Hoping I look back at the phone. They only lose by 10. I be damn. I look at the phone. They lose by 10. I go pick my cash up today. It's pretty much that simple, man. That was just saying anything to say. Did you watch anything on the Pelicans and Lakers game? Junior, I know AD
No, I
went
was
off for 46. I know he went off, did whatever the fuck he wanted to.
no. I'm gonna watch those games this afternoon. Once we're done because I gotta practice with my basketball team. But like later on this afternoon, I'm gonna watch those games. I like to try and watch as many games as possible. But it's we talk about this all the time. It's impossible to watch all the games. So some games you got to watch highlights. Other games, if you can, you just got to watch the fourth quarter. If you're gonna watch anything, watch the first quarter to see how the team set up, what type of plays they like to run, how their sets are going, or whatever it is. The rotations a little bit, but really it's just the fourth quarter because that's when the most important people are on the court and the most important decisions are made in the game, right? So you just get to see who's who and what's what, if anything, because it's impossible to watch all the games.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I like to flip through them, especially when it's on commercials. I'll be flipping through shit. But man, I want to know what's up with
Last
Kemba
night I was out
Walker.
cold, bro. By
I
like
want to know
10
a
o'clock, I
question, bro.
was
What's
I
up
was
with Kemba Walker?
snoring.
I got a question because I can't say I was looking for. I still see him question, but what's up? Because the Bulls didn't flip to 1.5 or flip to 1 over there. Do you got any info on that, real quick, Junior?
Nope. If Kemba Walker's not playing though, but listen, I'm still not ready. Like if you're gonna take points with the Bulls, that's not. I don't think that's a great price against Boston.
Exactly.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
because you're
Like,
asking them to win. You're asking them to
yeah,
win straight
it's
up.
they have to still win. So to me, that's not a great price. I just look at it by possession, bro. If I'm gonna take points with the Bulls against the Celtics, I need more than one possession. So I need a +3.5 or better.
Exactly, exactly. I can dig that. Let me see. Hold on one second. So we finna get into this Grizzlies versus Clippers game. Junior, did you have something on this game, on this first game of the slate? We got the early game. We got to talk about that one. Grizzlies
Yeah,
versus Clippers. You got something on this one?
yeah. I know Paul George is supposed to be out in this game, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
don't
out.
really
Yeah,
care.
I know what
Uh,
he was doubtful. So I'm
he's
pretty sure
doubtful.
he
Yeah,
out.
so we don't know. But this game is early though. It's at like 3:30. I don't know if it's Pacific, but that game is pretty early in the day. No, it's like 3:30 Eastern, right? So it's like a
Yeah,
noontime game
yeah,
in LA,
3:30
bro.
Eastern. Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's pretty crazy. That's why I assume that he'd probably be out. But let's just say he's out, I just think that we talked about this a week ago. I mean, I personally like to look ahead at team schedules, and I think that if the Clippers are going to make a move in the division, they're only 2 games behind the Lakers. There's no way that they could afford to not play well in stretch of games. I mentioned it earlier. You know, they're playing at home the Pistons, Grizzlies, Knicks, Warriors, and Cavs all in a row. And now the Magic, who are next 6 home games. They can't lose any of those games, clearly. I think that also they need to use these games as a get right spot. Even against the Pistons, they won that game by 14 points, but they were up 27 points going into the fourth quarter. So they're still really not playing complete games. And I think that Doc Rivers is a smart coach. He's a coach that has a title. I think that he's going to use these games against inferior competitions and just try and get them playing the way they need to be playing before they get back into the tougher part of their schedule where they're playing playoff teams again. Oh,
exactly. And
so
I
yeah, so
see.
my play is the Clippers in the first half. Sorry.
Exactly. I like, yeah, because last time they did come out real lethargic in that one. My guy here saying that PG is in. I mean, do you know something? I mean, Johnny Valdez, you work for them boys or what? Last thing, I mean, I hadn't seen anything saying he's for sure. Last thing I report I seen was doubtful. We know he went out last game and didn't return in that game. And so you saying that he know my guy here saying he know for a fact that he playing. I mean, maybe you know some we don't, but I think all indications is that I know that Beverly remains out for a fact, and yeah, Paul George doubtful for Saturday. I hadn't seen any other update in that, and my guys are pretty damn good at keep me updated. Set rosters come out 30 minutes before the game, so you'll know for sure. Um, I don't think that that he's gonna play in this one. This is definitely one we just talked about it. Clippers know they can coast through the regular season. It's all about the playoffs. They could still get a win here even without Paul George. We know that the Grizzlies have been playing well lately, but the last time, what, this is a revenge spot if I ain't mistaken, Junior. The last time the boys beat them, if I ain't mistaken, the Clippers went over there to Memphis. And so another big thing you need to see if Crowder is in there as well. It'd be interesting to see what's up with
Crowder's
Iguodala.
out.
Yeah, so he's out for sure.
I'm pretty sure he's out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I still only see questionable on that, man. No, it ain't a revenge game. That was pretty close though. They almost beat them. I know that's what it was. Memphis was up on the ass, and then the Clippers had to come back and beat them. Only won by 2. So the
Yeah.
obviously Grizzlies showed that they can play them tough, but obviously this is on the road here, so they are getting 10.5 points. I don't have a look on it. I can only look towards the first half. So yeah, I'm leaning towards the first. If I had a bet on this game, I can only lean towards it. Just went down to 10 too for the Clippers. So I can only look towards the first half, see if they come out high. We know the Grizzlies are a really good first half team. Like I say, no, I mean if it was me betting this game, I would be literally just forcing some. So I tend to stay off that one. Let's get to the next game, man. We got the Raptors versus the Nets. I can't say I was pretty close to taking the Nets here in this spot. I don't like the way they look lately in the first half versus the Mavs. They did look good though. I can't say, I mean, because I was watching that game. I know that Luka didn't look the same. He was still kind of hurt out there or something. No, we still don't have know that the Mavs didn't have Porzingis in the game, didn't have Tim Hardaway Jr., but the Nets, they did look like they were pissed off, or you know what I'm saying. We know that coach got into their ass last game. They get Levert coming back, and it's tough because I'm like, damn, is that a good thing or a bad? So it's a good thing, but I seen this happen last year when Levert got injured. And don't get me wrong, the Nets were playing better. They didn't have a whole lot more guards playing better at that time. Right now they do look out of sorts. So I kind of think that Levert this time him come back should help. Last year when he came back, it threw everything off, but that's when they were playing well. When you'd have lost 4 straight and you get one of your guards back, you can't tell me they don't fucking help because their offense looks terrible right now. It's Dinwiddie and everybody else. They did look good versus the Mavs, like I said in the first half, but they done lost 4 straight games coming back to the house here. It got to be a circle the wagon spot. I don't like with the Raptors. I mean, this game versus the Heat, it was a sweat. I did cash with the Heat, but it was a sweat, man. And And I can't say with the Raptors, their offense doesn't look good from times, but they play really good defense, man. I had to give. I mean, their defense can be absolutely stout, even with the guys that's out. And I know this. That's why the game went under by what 50 something points. I want to look towards the under here, and I want to look towards the Nets. That's the only way I could bet this one. What you thinking in this one, Junior? You might have a better feel on it than I do.
Yeah, I took the Raptors just because I was getting points. I know it's basically it's only +1, right? So the only reason I didn't take the money line because it was at -105. So I figured I might as well just take the points at that point because you never know in these type of games. I think it's going to be a super close game. I wanted to mention something that you said though. So in that game against the Heat, Van Vliet and Kyle Lowry were 7 for 32, and they were 3 for 23 from three, and they still only lost by 8 points. I mean, they were down by like 4 points with 5 minutes left in that game. So they're the
Right.
type of team that even if they're not scoring points, they can stop you from scoring. And you just
Yeah,
mentioned it.
you're right.
Brooklyn's offense is terrible right now. The way that Brooklyn scores points, I think the Raptors could, I'm not gonna say shut that down, but I'm gonna say give them a problem. And as for Levert, it's funny. Like I was literally going to say what you just said. Last year, when the Nets were playing well, Levert came back and it threw the whole team off. And I'll tell you why. Because Karis Levert is exactly like Spencer Dinwiddie. Karis Levert is not on the court to pass, bro. He's
Yeah,
not out there looking for passes. And I'm not saying that in a negative way because he gets buckets. Like he's a good scorer. And I like Michigan as like my favorite college team is Michigan. So I've been watching Karis Levert since he was in college.
I
And
like
in
Michigan
college,
too,
he was
man.
really good, bro. You know what I mean? So
Right.
um, all that being said, Karis LeVert is not on a basketball court to pass the ball, right? So if he's hot, it'll be good. But if he's not hot, now you got him and Spencer Dinwiddie not passing to anybody else. I think the Raptors could slow that down personally. And I think, listen, I'm taking points with the better team, and there's nothing about the Nets that say that they're a bet on team right now. So I think that this is a division matchup. So the Raptors are going to take this game very seriously. So all of those things just lead me to taking points with the better team.
Yeah, I could see it. I it's tough, man, because I know that the Raptors still miss a lot, and it scares me where they play versus. And this is a revenge spot as well. I remember I had the Nets last time plus the 8 and plus the 7.5, and they lost by 8 in Toronto. So this is a little revenge spot as well for the Nets, man. I know that the Raptors with all their guys back, they're better than the Nets. I like Hello Mozo say. Ever since the Nets lost to the Timberwolves, y'all know, man, I fucking hate this team, bro. I hate them. I mean, I lost some cheddar. I ain't gonna tell y'all boys, but I lost some cheddar on the Nets that game. I mean, and I got it back since then. Ain't no biggie, but I mean, I take losses, man. I lost 15 on the Nets that day. I was hot. I still think it was the right play. They didn't fucking come to play, man. They came to play versus the Mavs. I can tell you that. In second half, got away from them, but I watched that game. They was up 8. They went like on 12 or 13 run in Dallas. If they're still fueled by their losses, the Nets will come back to the house and get this dub today, man. And not to shit on your pick, but this is really one of the main picks that I was looking at today and making. You see it move from 1.5. I know they coming off the road trip. They played terrible, lost every game on their road trip. You getting Levert back. Like I say, in this particular instance, I think it's gonna help, man. They need all the fucking help they can get. The Raptors still depleted. They can play really good defense, but
I'm gonna
will
tell
they
you,
have
Jay.
I'm not sure if they have enough scoring today, Junior. That's the only thing. They struggle to score. They really do. If Lowry's having an off night and he's not getting those little bullshit fouls that he tried to call, and the Nets at the house on a revenge game,
I just think
I like
that
the Nets here, man. I hate them. I fucking hate them.
I
I
feel
like
what
them
you're
here.
saying. I'm kind of looking at it from I guess the Raptors' point of view. Like they scored 76 points in the last game. They're not going to come out and let that happen twice in a row. I don't think. And if you look at, what I'm saying, because I can't disagree with what you're saying that the Raptors are missing a lot of scoring. But here's the thing, though. If you look at the Raptors' schedule since that they had these recent injuries, they do struggle against the better teams, but against the weaker teams, and I still consider Brooklyn to be a weak team until they get at least Kyrie back. Um, and when I say weak, do you think that Brooklyn's going to make the playoffs, Jay?
Man, if they get it together, in the East, I do think that they can. The way they look right, they don't look good right now. But we've seen them go through Spurs where they look really good. We know how it depends on how they look really when they get Kyrie. So I feel like that's really a long term. It's a really good question, but it's a long term deal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a long term answer, and I can't give it to you right now because obviously they got some missing pieces
Without
over
Kyrie,
there.
though, they're not making the playoffs.
No, without Kyrie, no. And it's crazy, bro, because I think this team, it's actually not too bad of a team. But I
Oh
mean,
no, I'm not hating on
players like
Brooklyn,
Jared Allen, you gotta play better. You gotta play to your fucking potential. DeAndre Jordan, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
bro. Here's what
What the
here's
fuck are
what
you
I think the
doing?
problem is with the Nets when I watch them play basketball. All right, so other than Spencer Dinwiddie, because now you got Levert back, so like just take Levert out the picture for a second. Just recently, other than Spencer Dinwiddie, who's getting into the paint off the dribble on this team?
Man,
Everybody on their team just jacks up threes
yeah.
coming off
And Joe
screens. This and
Harris
that.
got to be. And this the last
You
game.
know?
I'm gonna get out this game in a second. But Joe Harris last game, and I talked shit about him. Last game. He played a little bit better. Prince got to be better.
Yeah, like
Temple, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're gonna do. Caruso was trying to do a little something last game. This is my problem with this game, and it's the last thing I'm gonna say about it. The last time they played, when the Raptors only won, they was up by like 20, up by 15, and the Nets came back, stormed back. Siakam had 30 points in that game. And it's something I'm real big on, especially in a revenge spot, because it's the same matchup for the Nets. They got the same team, but the Raptors are much different. So Siakam had 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Gasol had 17 points, 15 rebounds. Powell had 25 points in that game. You're missing a shitload, man. And I'm talking about it's the exact same matchup. What's that? What 47? What 72 points? Right? That's a shitload, bro. It's a shit. I gotta put something small here on the Nets, and we going head to head. It's good for content. It's good for
yeah,
content.
of course, of course. We
My
can't
guy
always
liked the
agree, my guy.
Raptors. I liked it. I'm not slamming it. I'll tell you the college picks again, man. My guy was like, man, he let Junior talk, and he over there bet. That's exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I'll tell y'all right now what I was just betting. I made five NCAA picks. I'll tell y'all again. I got Marquette, pretty much Marquette money line. I got them in picks. So straight up, I got Marquette. I'm taking Virginia Tech. I got them plus 7.5. So I mean it's 6.5 now, but I still like Virginia Tech is a live dog in this game, man, versus Virginia. Let's see, South Alabama minus 2.5, minus versus UL Monroe. Let's see. I did take Tulane plus the 8. They at the house. They 5-0 at the house. I know a lot of people like in Cincy. They could blow them out, but I think Tulane will give them a game. If not win this fucking game straight. I just played Memphis tough, man. We was on Tulane last time versus Memphis, and we got the cash. And I played Mississippi State, man. Give me Mississippi State money. They finna beat Auburn. And I'm on Utah State tonight, man. My book he ain't let me get on that one yet, but I'm fin to. Utah State tonight. They finna Auburn and San Diego State will no longer be undefeated after tonight.
Yo, Jay,
What's up?
can I say something? I never say this because you know you watch some people on YouTube. They're always asking people to drop a like, but you're giving out free plays, college plays. This is an NBA show. You got to
Right.
drop a like for that, please.
Yeah, no, and that's 5, 6, and I'm talking about them bangers. I'm looking right now. I'm
Yeah,
looking out right in the eye.
people got to drop a like for that,
Them
please.
college picks are. I've been working all fucking night on this shit, man. I'm talking about. I pushed the NBA to the side today. Saturdays, right now, college basketball. It's like 100 some games on. The odds makers are smoking. They just putting shit out there. Hey, okay, I got you. Okay, I guarantee them. I guarantee you them college picks go at least 500. At least five. I mean more than above 500. Let's get to some more NBA, man. We got the Pacers versus the Hawks here. John Collins doubtful. Jabari Parker doubtful, man. I can only look towards the Pacers here. It's pretty simple. The Hawks have been absolutely terrible on the second leg of a back-to-back this year, man. Could only look towards the Pacers in this spot, and I might have to. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put at least a little something on it. If you want to throw the Pacers in the money line parlay, so they're not losing this game. Like I say, the Hawks. You see it. I've seen it plenty of times this year, man, where they get up for a game in the first game of a back-to-back, and then the second game they just look absolutely terrible. It don't matter who they playing. They played the Cavs in the second half, back-to-back got killed. Played the Knicks in the second half, back-to-back got killed. They are coming back to the house, but it's Trey Young, and then it's pretty much nobody else. I don't like that the Pacers are 1-6 ATS in their last 7 Saturday games. I'm big on shit like that because I do think that some teams play a little different on the weekends or whatever. But these two teams have played already this year. The Pacers did only win by 1 in overtime at the house versus Atlanta, but then they went into Atlanta and won that game by 10. So on the road. So I think they could get it done here. I know it's a double revenge spot for the Hawks, but I know they shopping around for players trying to get Drummond. I don't know. They just look terrible, man, on the back to back. What you got in this spot, Junior?
I'm off this game. I just don't see an angle. The one thing is clear that the Pacers are not the same team on the road as they are at home. I mean, most teams aren't, but some teams, when you look at their splits, the difference is not really that big. The Pacers only score 106 points. Well, it's 107 points a game on the road, but they allow 107. Right, so they score, or they let in as many as they score on the road, which means that to me, I can't really trust them in this spot. 7.5 is a lot of points for a team who splits on the road. Say that they let in as many points as they score. What do you think?
You said one more time. Say it one more time. The question.
So the Cavs, I mean, sorry, the Pacers average 106.9 points a game on the road, and they let in 107.4. So how am I laying 7.5 points with them on the road, knowing those stats? I know it's the Hawks, but you already know how the Hawks are. The Hawks themselves are a much different team on the road. Sorry, at home than they are on the road. As again, which is an obvious statement for any team, but there's certain teams when you look at this are just they jump off the page. So for me, there's no way that I'm gonna lay 7.5 points with a Pacers team that lets in more points on their own than they score. And just to prove that point, the Hawks allow 111 points a game at home. They allow 122 a game on the road. See, like that's ridiculous, right?
Right.
But so in this situation, I just have to look at the numbers that this the Pacers should not be 7.5 point favorites against anybody unless the team has an injury on the road. And I
Okay.
just
Bet.
think that if with the Hawks with all of their players, they're just a frisky home team, man. They just
Right.
they're just different at home. So I just wouldn't lay this many points with them. And at the same time, would you take 7.5 points with the Hawks though?
No, no, I'm not taking seven ahead. Only way I could look in this game with the Hawks just getting up like they did yesterday versus the Celtics and them they're beating them. I can see them having a total letdown. They've done it at least five. I think they're 1-5 this year. ATS on the second half of back to back. So they just don't play well. After they'll get really up for a game. Them they're beat the Celtics. Prime letdown spot, and they're a prime team for it. They only 3-12 at the house. 8-7 ATS at the house. You could almost argue that the Hawks play a little bit different on the road, but they're just not a good team. They're just not a good team. The Pacers they coming off their home loss versus the Nuggets. Like I say, as far as just matchups here, I probably won't bet it. But the only way I could look at it is sometimes you see it's like the Blazers yesterday. The Blazers have been playing absolutely terrible. The Wizards too. You look at Wizards, oh yeah, they're at the house, they're getting points. You look at it, it's a head scratcher. Why so many points? Then you see they get blown the fuck out the water. I can see exactly that exact same situation. The spread is the same, everything. I can see the exact same situation. Pacers much better squad. The Hawks are somewhere similar to the Wizards. Pacers are much better than the Blazers team. They got a lot more weapons. Sabonis, Turner, they should absolutely eat tonight versus
Well,
Fernando.
listen, there's
Get the
no
fuck out of here.
reason why the Pacers should not beat this team by double digits.
Right.
Don't
Yeah,
get
no,
me
but
wrong. Don't get me
Junior,
wrong.
Junior, no, I'm saying if we don't, no, if we gonna get to the next game. We spend a little too much time on this. So if we don't have official play on, we just gonna get to the next one.
Let's
So
skip it. Let's go.
let's go. The Jazz. We got the Jazz in the match because I'm not making official play on the Pacers, but I do think it could go that way. Yes, like yesterday. The Jazz versus the Magic here, man. Jazz been playing phenomenal lately. The Magic could be in a prime letdown spot. Just beat the Heat last night by 20. Now they're on the back-to-back spot here, still without Isaac. Be interested to see if Gordon will play here. I know he's not on the injury report, but he, you know what I'm saying, he was just injured yesterday, then came and played. So it'll be interesting to see. He'll probably give it a go, but this team could run out of gas here. Maybe we look towards another under here. So you look at the Jazz, man. They are 6-0 ATS their past six games. Past couple games have went under. They've held teams less than 100 the past couple games. I know it's the Pistons and the Bulls, but be interesting to see here, man. They both teams love to play defense. Don't push the pace up, push the ball. Magic has went under 5 of the last 6. I'll be looking towards under this game. That's where I'm leaning. What you thinking, Junior?
Yeah, I'm leaning the same way. This game screams under to me. I know that. Listen, one thing, like I said, that 20-point win yesterday against the Heat is just a weird kind of game. They scored 6 points in the fourth quarter. When are you really ever going to see that again? I hate that this number is going. It just keeps moving up, right? It started at 3. It opened at 3.5 Utah. Now it's up to 4.5. I see 5 in a couple spots. I would not get involved in that. That's just too many points for me. 3.5, 4 would be the most. 4.5, 5 is just too many for me. So I would just stay away from this game. As far as the total, that's still a pretty low number too, because that keeps coming down. I saw that it opened at 207.5. Now it's like 205 across the board. 205 points is still a pretty small amount of points in a basketball game in a sense that because Orlando played yesterday and they're shorthanded in terms of their front court depth, Utah could come in here and you know, what do you think? What do you think Utah's going to put up tonight? I think Utah's going to probably put up 105 maybe. So I guess you think Orlando's going to get held to under 100?
I can see it. My thing is, I'm not stepping from the Jazz here. I can only look towards Jazz. Obviously, you're missing value. If you could have got it at 3.5, I know when I first saw it, it was like at 4. So I think that shit went to 4 immediately. When I mean, even at 4.5, I was thinking 5. Obviously, it's getting up there. The Jazz are 9-1 straight up in their past 10 games. Man, you cannot step in front of them. I know the Magic look good, but they still without Isaac. They're gonna miss them and miss him in this type of game. I mean, my thing is, will the Magic have enough offense? Will they be able to bring it like they did once again? I mean, obviously, it was like their Super Bowl. They always gonna get up to play big brother, brother the Heat. You smack them by 20. Will you get up the same way tonight? The Jazz have actually been shooting well. I mean, they got Clarkson coming off the bench. I just think that the Jazz offense is better than the Magic here. I can only look towards the Jazz, and I will be looking towards the under for this to be a um uh defensive type game, but I can't say I hadn't made a play on it yet. That's the only way I can lean though. Is Jazz and under. When the team is balling and rolling like Jazz are, you don't step in front of them. It's just that simple. They aren't the same team on the road. I wouldn't lay that 4.5 with supreme confidence, but that's the only way that I could go in that one. Any official play from you, Junior, on this one?
No, but I agree with what you said. It has to be Jazz or nothing.
Exactly, exactly. This OKC and Cleveland game, man. I don't have a whole lot on it, but it's pretty crazy. I know Kevin Porter Jr. is sitting out for this one for the Cavs. We know OKC. I think they got Philly next. I know I'm real big on when I see a spread or something, or you know what I'm saying, because I think I seen it originally open at 5 and then got bet up to 6.5. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, so what's going on with OKC here? Obviously, they didn't won 4 straight games, 4-0 ATS the last 4 games, and then I'm like, okay, so they should come out here and smack the Cavs, right? They what 8-2 in the last 10 games. I mean, I'm not taking the Cavs. They have lost 2 straight games, and they're not a bid on team for me in this opinion. I don't like the fact that OKC has Philly on deck. I'll tell you that much. It could be a clear look ahead spot for them on Monday. They could come in here like, oh, we don't really care about this game. If they're not super intense, I mean, you saw they really could have lost versus Spurs. Took a lot of energy to come back in the fourth quarter and win that one. So, be interesting to see here. Can OKC keep on playing well on the road, or can they? Do we trust them laying 6.5 here on the road? What about you, Junior?
Yeah, I actually do. I think this is the first time I'm laying points with OKC. Definitely is the first time I'm laying points with them on the road. I just don't like this spot for the Cavaliers. I think that the way that OKC is playing, I will tell you this though. I actually was thinking of taking OKC first half full game. That's how much I dislike the Cavs right now. But if you look into the stats, the Cavs have actually been really, really good at home in the first half of their last 5 games. So I kind of wanted to stay away from that. And to just to finish off the point, if you look at the Thunder have definitely been the best second half team in the NBA. Now, part of the reason for that is because they've struggled in their first halves themselves, which you've seen yourself, right? They've gotten down. They've had to come back in a lot of different games in the past 2 weeks during the 8 uh, and playing right now anything whatsoever about this Cavs team. I can tell you that. I think that they're just
Yeah, Cavs been bullshitting lately, man. They have lost 2 straight games, but like I say, I can only look towards OKC. Could be possibly be a look ahead spot. We might have to call Junior back, man. Might have to call you back, my guy, if you can hear me. It's all good, man. It happens sometimes. Let me see. I'm gonna have to tell him to come back, man. It's all good. Yeah, my guy liking OKC there. You say you really liking him OKC first half and full game. To be honest with you, did did Junior get Jordan's internet? That's some funny shit right there, man. That is some funny shit. Nah, he ain't get Jordan in there, man. He gonna be back, man. Yeah, my guy like OKC there in Noah. I'm looking at this one. I'm looking at this next game, man. We got Kimba out. We got Kimba out. That's why we seen that. I'm pretty sure I knew. You know what I'm saying? You still got Cantor. Cantor is questionable in this one with his face. I know he don't. I know he don't look too well, but he's definitely questionable in this one. But yeah, Kemba Walker out, man. The Bulls, shit, they just gave the Jazz everything they could handle. Really lost that game late there. Um, what you thinking in this spot? My guy Junior back Junior. They said I wonder said did you get Jordan's internet?
Yo, they be
Hey,
writing out on
funny.
Jordan in the chat. I never. It's funny. I never mention it, but I'm always reading it. Yo, do you guys go ham on Jordan in the chat? Yeah, that
No, it's,
shit kills me, bro.
what's up, bro? We taking the Bulls or what? Are we shit the if the Celtics play the way we hey, the boys didn't look too good without Walker last night, man.
I
He
can't.
ruined he ruined that shit. The
I don't
Hawks
like the
almost beat
price.
him. The Hawks almost yeah, you're right. You're right. The Hawks almost beat this my thing though. So we know that the Bulls been playing. So look, if the Celtics play the way they did last night versus the Hawks, it's I think they will lose this game. And another thing, Junior, we know that both teams been playing really good defense. We bet that 209. What you thinking in this one? We know the Bulls what sixth in the NBA last 5 games in defense. We know they keep climbing their defense is getting. They like I said, they played Jazz real nice, man. They coming off a home loss. They're a more rested team. The other team was out there starting point guard. If the Bulls come in here and play the way that they've been playing here at the house, I think they have the edge. That's why you see it. That's why you see the line low. Just think about it. It was just two and a half, even with or 1.5 while they was thinking Kemba Walker was playing, Junior. So I know that they got to win the game, but I think that the Celtics they looked bad last night without Kimba, and they're gonna run out of gas in theory in the second half here. We know the Celtics have some moxie, and they got you know what I'm saying when Smart steps in there, it's still really good defensive team. I'm looking at Bulls in the under in this one, man. What you thinking, Junior?
It's. I think it's kind of weird that 89% of the money, according to what I'm looking at, is on the over. 209.5 is not that big of a number. I think that I was actually going to save this for Monday because every Monday since for a couple weeks now, the Bulls keep climbing in defensive rating. This is a real thing. This is not a fluke. This is not some kind of we always talk about the last 10 games, last 5 games, because that's the world we live in. We live in the world of we're trying to stay, relevant to what's going on in the actual market that we put our money in. But if you're just talking about the team as a whole now, for the whole season, they're ranked 6th in the league, bro. And I'm pretty sure when I was shitting on them like a month ago, they were like probably closer to like 14, 15. That's a really big jump in like a month. So the Bulls defense is for real. We know the Celtics defense is for real, even without. I mean, Kemba Walker's not going to affect their defense, right? So they're just going to Harden. They're more likely to play better defense, right? I just think everything in this game to me points towards the under. This could be one of those games where both teams don't even get to 100 points, with the Celtics haven't just played. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I could definitely see it. The Bulls beat the Celtics last time they faced off. This was February of last year, but I mean, hey, I hope the Celtics just forget all about shit. Bulls 8-1 ATS last 9 games, falling a straight up loss, man. Like I say, man, only way I could look at it is the Bulls, me personally. And I still think that total. I think with Kimber out, I think that the Celtics are even more of an under team. Their defense is spectacular. You dig what I'm saying? When Smart comes in there, they're more of a defensive team. You're losing a lot of offense there with him at the start point guard, losing a lot of playmaking ability. The defense ramps up though, man, and obviously they could give the Bulls some problems tonight. Obviously, I mean, because the way that the Celtics are, I wouldn't be in a hurry to go bet the Bulls, but that's the only way that I could look at it, especially with that with the way that the Celtics looked last night versus a Hawks team that doesn't really play a whole lot of defense. I mean, I really think that the Hawks deserve to win that game there down the stretch. Obviously they were the Celtics were like, we're not finna lose this damn game, but it takes a whole nother level of energy for you to be losing the game and for you to be playing the game, let alone then losing it. Then now you got to step up even more, ramp up the pace even more to come back and win. It takes a lot of energy. Now you're on the back-to-back travel. I just think that it sets up well for an under type game, especially the way that the Bulls been playing. The Celtics should try to run the gun here with them. A lot of defense over there. I still think that the matchup still favor the Celtics though, if you want to be honest. But we just hope if you're taking the Bulls, obviously we just hoping that it's gonna be a back-to-back spot. They're gonna run out of gas. You know what I'm saying? It's a regular season. They don't care about this game as much, and they'll come out in the first half lethargy and just don't really care to come back in the second half. That's how I'm looking at this game. But yeah, I can only bet the under this guy. I would be. I don't care who got the damn money on the over. Happens all the time. The total hadn't moved whatsoever. It is interesting though. So obviously, you know what I'm saying. I know some people was betting the under once Kimmel got it, but a lot of people don't even look at injury reports. Man, we got 4 more games. We got 4 more games here, Junior. We got the Hornets versus the Mavs, man. it was a little tricky to see. I can't believe the Mavs was laying 12 and a half here, to be honest with you, especially how they was letting the Nets hang around there. I know that they pulled away in that one, but Luca doesn't look all the way right to me, bro. I'm gonna tell you, he doesn't, and I know him. I know watch him. He didn't even his jump shot. He ain't even jumping as high off the ground. He got a little injured his knee once again last game. DeLon Wright questionable here. Hey, if DeLon Wright don't play, I'm taking the points with the Hornets. That's gonna be one too many pieces out. Porzingis already, Hardaway Jr. already, Luca banged up. If DeLon Wright is out, I gotta tell. No, I don't like the Hornets. I don't. But that 12, they showed last game some moxie. They're like, we pissed, we tired of losing. They still got a little lineup they can score. I'm not really a fan of their defense, but they can score. I think 12 is too many, man. If DeLon Wright is out, it's gonna be huge, in my opinion. I think so. I think it's gonna be one too many. The Hawks, I mean the Mavs just come here and get the win. I don't have to blow the Hornets out. Be interested to see what you think on this game. Is it you think it's too many points?
Yeah, because not only if you're missing DeLon Wright, then you're talking about missing Tim Hardaway Jr. too, and Porzingis is out. I mean, 12 points with all those dudes out. It's just I wouldn't. You're not catching. I'm not getting involved in that at all. So that being said, I guess it would be Hornets, and for me, I can't lay point. I mean, I wouldn't even take 12 points with the Hornets on the road. I swear to you. So I'm just completely off this game right now.
Exactly. And before that game, before that ATS win versus the Nets, the my Mavs were 0-4 ATS at the house. They're 0-5 ATS last 5 games following the ATS win. Uh, like I say, man, I just think it's a tough spot. I don't think it's a tough spot for him, but with the injuries they got, and with Luca not looking 100%, I'm telling y'all, he is not 100% out there. He almost damn near forced to play since Porzingis out. And it's 11 and a half. I might wait till last minute on this one. And like I said, I'm here in Dallas, so hey, people they like obviously everybody like them. Everybody can bet them. I might still get to 12 and a half, but I think that the Hornets are the right side of this. I don't think they're gonna win, but I do think they can keep it close. The way that the Mavs have been playing right, DeLon Wright. No, I'm telling you, I got to put something on the Hornets, man. We got 3 more games. We got the Spurs versus the Bucks, the Pistons versus the Warriors, and then the Pelicans versus the Kings. I can't say as of now. I don't have anything on any of these last 3 games. The Spurs they getting some points there. It'd be interesting to see if they keep it close. I'm not a fan of it though. It's a game that I'll watch and see if the Spurs can come to play, and they really gonna show me something with this one. If they just get blown out the water, if they can keep it within 10. The Bucks they laying 12 points here, man. What you think about this game, Junior? What you think on this Spurs and Bucks spot?
The thing about this spot, from the perspective of the first half, other than the fact that the Bucks, especially with Miami struggling a little bit lately, are the best first half team in the NBA, especially at home. The Spurs are 29th in the NBA in threes. Now, if you watch any Bucks first half, one of the reasons that they blow teams out is because they basically like run and gun, but they jack up so many threes. It's really crazy. Like, what if they're hitting their shots? This could get real ugly. Now, one thing I don't like about the Bucks is that they have this tendency to let teams hang around in the fourth quarter of games. So I don't think I would like 12 with them, because no matter what, the Spurs are not gonna they're not gonna lack effort. The Spurs are gonna give you effort for 48 minutes. I just don't like 12 points, but 6.5 in the first half. I know it's not. It doesn't sound cheap, but from my point of view, from the way Milwaukee looks in the first half of basically 95% of their games, I find that's kind of a cheap price. So I just think that in this spot, what about game would says to you Spurs if you had to make it? Like, because whenever I try to handicap a game, I always try to make an argument for both teams.
Exactly.
Who is stopping Giannis, bro? Who is stopping
why I
Giannis
don't
right
like
now?
the fact that Deontay Murray is out. I don't like the fact that he's out.
Jay, we lose you to
The
the
Bucks,
Matrix or what?
huh? The Bucks not gonna have. The
I think
Bucks
Jay
not
might
gonna
be
have.
frozen, but
You said what? I'm froze.
nobody's stopping Giannis.
Can you hear
We
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro. I was about to say,
No, I'm just saying. No, I was just saying that and we finna get out here in a state. No, I was just saying that the Spurs. I don't like that Murray's out. DiVincenzo is out for the Bucks. Like you said, and this is the first game of a home and home as well. You look at the last three games in this series. The Spurs have only lost by 3, 6, and then they beat the Bucks one of the times at the house. So does Pop know how to guard? Does he even have a what I'm saying game plan for Giannis? We'll see tonight. Like I said, I don't like that Murray's out, but it's crazy, man. Because then with the Spurs coming off their bad loss versus OKC, I think that 12 is too many. I'm leaning towards the Spurs, man. Plus the 12, I am. Like you said, the last three games, where they're 2-1 ATS. The last three versus the Bucks. Maybe Pop has a game plan for him. We'll see tonight, man. I'm not making an official play on it though. I especially don't like that Murray's out, but I mean he's their star point guard there. Pistons versus the Warriors. Did you have anything? Did you make a play on this one or the Pelicans versus the Kings? No, Pelicans just came off a game. I appreciate you Pelicans last night for only losing by 10. I really do. But tonight it's a little tough back to back. They playing the Kings. It's tough to get up like it is. You know what I'm saying after back to back games like that. But they did take a loss yesterday. So I mean lately they've been playing a lot better than the Kings. Crazy to say I can only look towards the Pelicans once again and they'll win. It's crazy, man, but I can only look towards the Pistons, man. What you think in the last two, Junior, and then recap them with your plays, my guy.
all right. Well, first of all, I got to say this. I was just saying earlier in the show that, you know what I'm saying, I try to watch as many games as possible, but it's impossible to watch all of them. So I try to watch the first quarters just to see how teams like to set up, plays like to run rotation. Fourth quarter, because that's money time. If I can't watch that, I'll watch the highlights. I say all of that to say I will not be watching highlights or this game between the Detroit Pistons and the Golden State Warriors. All right, that's a hard pass in every way, shape, or form for me, including betting on it. So I'll just recap my plays real quick. I got the Raptors +1, Thunder -6.5, Clippers first half 6.5, Bucks first half 6.5. What you got?
I like it, man. And I'm sorry, man, but all my official plays today gonna have to come from college. I'll give you guys some of the main leans with NBA. But I mean, I'm not forcing shit, man. If I do take something, I'll definitely look towards the Nets though, minus the 1.5 at the house. I definitely had to look towards the under net game. Again, I'm leaning towards the Jazz. Probably won't get there. We didn't even talk about the Nuggets and Wizards, but I don't have nothing on that one either. I'm definitely not laying that with Denver on the road. I know that the Wizards don't have any bigs whatsoever, but damn, 11 and a half, that's pretty tough, man. I don't have shit on that, and I'm leaning towards the Hornets too, man. I might get there with the Hornets. I might get there if I can get to 12. Y'all can get to 12, man. I think I'm gonna put that for the official play today. The Hornets, plus the 12. I think Luca's kind of banged up right now, and it's tough for me to say. I hope they win. I love my Mavs team, but 12 is too many, bro. Especially where they let the sorry ass Nets keep close. And I'm gonna give y'all the college picks one more time, man. One more time. I am on Marquette. That one finna start here. I like that one a lot. If you want to say my three main picks today would be is definitely Marquette, Mississippi State, versus Auburn, and Utah State tonight versus San Diego State. Got two undefeated teams, weak schedules, and they're on the road. Hadn't played too many true road games. Something you got to keep notice. So you always used to wonder why this ranked team the dog, and then they'll lose. When I was a rookie, man. Rookie shit, not no more. I ain't no rookie no more, man. Tulane plus the 8. Let's see. Yeah, Mississippi State, Utah State, South Alabama minus the 2.5, and Virginia Tech plus 7.5. Y'all know what we trying to do, man. I'm trying to make the bookies kick me out, man. They took some of my money. I made money last year. They took it back, and now I got to get it back, man. They'll be all right, man. I appreciate you coming on with me, Junior. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Junior Brown. I'm Jay Money, sportsreview.com, man. Leche, Los Bookmakers.
Cash some tickets.